before you today as a Jordanian Palestinian, the son of two Palestinian refugees from the suburbs of Jerusalem. I am a textbook Palestinian. I've suffered all the pain. I've been through all of it. While everyone else is talking about the Arab-Israeli so-called conflict, we are the ones who are actually experiencing it. While the BDS is bleating about our rights from London, we are suffering jails and torture in Jordan. The saga continues for 70 years now. Everyone has a stake except us. We are the ones who have no say, while everyone theorizing, lecturing us how we should be treated and what should happen to us and how evil those Zionist Jews are. Meanwhile, no one says a word about 6.2 Palestinians in Jordan, not 2 million, according to a well-documented U.S. intelligence cable made available by WikiLeaks. There was a country called Palestine. That country was the leftover British creation of the leftovers of the Ottoman Empire. The country stretched from the Mediterranean to the borders of Iraq, including what's today called Jordan, my country. Jews were our neighbors in Hebron. My late grandfather told me about his neighbor, Khawaja Kakum, a Jewish rabbi who, believe it or not, used to do Sharia law judgment for the Muslims in my town. We never had a problem with the Jews in Palestine before the colonial Britons had other ideas about how they should separate us. And then the United Nations, one of the most dysfunctional organizations in human history, decided to separate the land. Jews are our brothers and sisters and neighbors. They have always been. Where does our oppression come from? Let's talk about my country, Jordan. The ruler of my country is a man called Abdullah, Abe, as his friends call him. Half Briton, raised in Surrey, doesn't speak the Arabic language, and he suddenly became king after his father died. Sounds typical, sounds familiar actually. At the same time, this gentleman, since he took over, he cut off every single right Jordanians of Palestinian heritage had in Jordan. Jordan is not a host country. Jordan is a part of our country. Jordan is 78% to Palestine. Jordan is our country. How come you never hear anyone speaking about the king of Jordan denaturalizing up to 500,000 Jordanians of Palestinian heritage between 2004 and 2010? No one speaks about it. You wake up and your passport is taken away. It's your country. Imagine if you were born in Bedfordshire and you wake up and you no longer have a citizenship. You're no longer British. You're no longer entitled to anything. And the Queen has done that to you. Now, this happens in Jordan. We're deprived of every basic right, including joining the police force and the army. Every right, including state benefit. But one right that the king has, which he would never give up, is his right to collect taxes from us. We are some of the most taxed Arabs. This today, the king has become so collective in his punishment of the people. Our East Bank Palestinian Jordanian brothers, what some of you call the Bedouins, okay, they're now under the same plight. He's torturing all of us. Does anyone talk about it? No. Everyone's busy talking about Israel and how bad the Jews are, killing the Palestinians and butchering them. Why is that so? Meanwhile, the plight doesn't stop with Jordan. Jordan is the Hashemite kingdom is the most ruthless oppressor of the Palestinians and has been since 1970. It's the media's best kept secret. You go to Lebanon, where children, Palestinian children, are not allowed to be admitted to state hospitals even if they have the money. And the suffering and the tragedy rolls down into us being second-class subhumans in the eyes of most Arab governments. Why is this? This is simply because the conflict is not actually a conflict. It's a well-designed, carefully manipulated, strategically implanted crisis that has been rolling for 70 years. An example of that is how many organizations have been created to deal with the so-called conflict. The Quartet, for example. What has the Quartet achieved? Nothing, except a very generous bill charged to the United Nations. I'm here to tell everyone, in the capacity of me being the rightful and only legitimate leader of the Palestinian Jordanian majority and the people of Jordan. We don't want the war with the Jews. We don't hate the Israelis. Go to the protest in Ramallah. In Gaza, they used to be in the hundreds of thousands. Today, Hamas has to pay each child $20 so they can go to the fence and throw rocks. You didn't hear this from the public because they would get punished by Abbas and the Palestinian Authority and the King of Jordan for it. We've had enough. So have the Israelis. And I tell all of those who have done very well through the conflict, be it the King of Jordan, be it Arab regimes, United Nations officials, EU clowns, the game is over and the happy hour has ended. And we're moving forward and we're embracing the Jews. And this is going to happen. And don't cry about Trump not giving aid to the Palestinian Authority. We don't get any of that money. In fact, I would like to thank Trump for that. And I'm going to say this in Arabic, English, and Hebrew. Am Israel Chai, Am Yardan Chai. Long live the state of Jordan. Long live the state of Israel. عاشت أمة إسرائيل، عاشت الأمة الأردنية الفلسطينية. Thank you.